Welcome everybody. Here we are at the historic center of Macau. Under my feet, extending in a pattern of organic pixel spread all over the Senado Square, is what we call the Calçada Portuguese, or the Portuguese calçada. Today, there are more than 50 public areas that were repaved with the Portuguese calçada in Macau, and that spread to different neighborhoods of the city. It's not only downtown, but also in other areas which are not so attractive to tourists, but rather to Macau residents who can use these pedestrian areas to relax, meet with friends, just go shopping or enjoy the scenery. Here we are in one of the nicest places in Macau with a gorgeous view to the city, to the lakes and the Pearl River Delta, which is formerly the Bella Vista Hotel, now the residency of the Portuguese Consul in Macau. And we are here right now because this is one of the first places in which the Portuguese calçada was used as a way of demonstrating that a larger venue would be possible in other public areas of the city, as it happened with the Senado Square a few years later. So this project was also conducted by Francisco Caldeira Cabral, the Portuguese architect who was in charge of developing a master plan for Macau in the early 90s. What he did was to use the terrace of this hotel, which was built in the late 19th century, in 1870, to show the people who he had to convince to that the calçada would be indeed a nice addition to the city. Since the first Portuguese calçada project took place over 20 years ago, it has developed in many different forms and shapes, and the drawings and patterns that you can see spread all over the city in different areas, neighborhoods, sidewalks, gardens, have embraced a different feature, more Chinese, freer in its expression. If we go a bit further back in time, ships leaving Portugal and sailing through the Cape of Good Hope and the Indian Ocean that would come to Macau would be, though, rather empty, because after all, the big business was here in the trade routes of Asia. The problem with that was that boats needed ballast, that is, some kind of heavy material that can provide stability to the structure. So the solution found by the sailors and traders that came here was to load the boats in Europe with limestone and basalt to keep the ships stable on their way to the maritime routes. And that's how these little stones you can see here ended up under our feet as a precursor of the Portuguese calçada in Macau. I hope you had enjoyed this gorgeous landscape and scenery. I'll see you next time with Only in Macau. Bye guys!